What's going on, everyone? This is Jim from JCRC. Quick little update with the Vaterra Twin Hammers here. I did a couple little quick modifications to it and added a couple of tow hooks on bungee cords. Uh, it's a bungee cord there with a Kong tow hook here and the cable. This little cable here is part of a keychain that came with this Kong tow hook. On the back, there's a monster tow hook that I had painted red, and another one of those cables from the Kong tow hook keychain. I also went in and cut these wires apart last night and put shrink wrap down on the wires. Went and got some shrink wrap, resoldered it all back together, and cleaned it all up with the shrink wrap. And then I painted my positive cable on the battery black. That way all this stuff will kind of blend in a little bit better, other than the main connector part. Tow point on the back is just wrapped around the frame over the tire. I'm not too sure if I really like the way that looks back there, but or if I even want to leave it back there. On the front, on the other hand, I made a custom support plate or chassis plate up here. I really didn't have a good spot to tie this down to, and you know the frame, there's really no good point to hook it to underneath here on the frame or on the roll cage. So I used two RC four-wheel drive front bumper mounts, one angled mount and one straight mount, and then bolted them together with a couple of real long Allen set screws, probably like a half-inch long Allen set screws that were leftover parts from the RC four-wheel drive. And then also screwed and attached it to the bottom of the roll cage. I'll pull the body off here in a second. That's one of the screw points right here that my thumb is sitting on. There's a couple little empty spots under there that a couple little tabs, they weren't being used and had threads coming in from the underside. So I just attached the main part to that. I mean, it's strong. I'm sure you could pick the whole truck up from this point. Plus, it has two screw holes on either side on the ends here. You could probably attach some rock lights to, or some other kind of bumper to it. It doesn't hit anything, doesn't interrupt with anything when you're turning. The suspension doesn't come into contact with anything. And plus, these little metal tabs are actually, excuse me, are sitting behind this bumper. So the plastic part's going to hit before these do. I'm sure there's a chance that they could hit when you're out crawling around. But I don't know. If it looked like a good secure mounting point. Doesn't really affect the looks of it too much. I'll pull this cover off so you can see what it looks like on the underside. Alright, there we go. The hood is off. So here's our angled mount. Here's our straight mount. See the big long set screws coming in from the top, right through here, all the way down, and connecting into this lower one. These are the two existing tabs that were sitting on the chassis already that had screw holes coming in from the bottom. And so I just put some screws and washers. That's where that little half circle that you see, that's where a bumper would slide through those two circles or whatever. Those are like the bumper mounts or bumper hang points or whatever, mount points. And then I used some zip ties to triangulate everything across the frame just to try to spread the weight out a little bit. And then wrap this little bungee cord up to it. It looks really tight back here between these zip ties and the cantilever arms, but they are not hitting. They are pretty far away from them. Of course, I'm not going to be able to get the camera down in there to actually see that. I don't know if I can hit a good angle here to really catch that. Looks like it gets pretty close. but it's not making any kind of contact there. Like I said, the tires when they're fully turned don't come anywhere near the they don't come anywhere near those bumper mounts. So yeah, just a quick little toe point, hook point. Definitely strong enough to pick the whole truck up from that. Maybe even possibly a future winch location. Who knows? And pow, just like that, she is all back together with her little hook hanging on here. Like I said, this cable is going up and around through the roll cage. There's a little, these cables, like I said, they came with these Kong tow hooks as a keychain, because I think this is like a collector's edition or a limited edition tow hook. Not too sure on that. But the keychain has a little barrel on the top of it that you can unscrew and to separate the cable. And you can see the barrel right here. And one end of the cable screws into it with a fine thread, almost like an Allen set screw on the end of the cable that threads into this barrel. So that's it, guys. Just a quick little update. A couple little tow hooks and a front bumper tow point mount. And cleaned up the black Gorilla tape that was on the wires. Resoldered, put new shrink wrap on there. And blackened out the battery cables. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. It's Jim from JCRC. Click like and subscribe, share with your friends, all that good stuff. We'll see you all in the next video. Thanks again.